Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Everybody, we back again.
Hey, we're back and we're live.
I'm Spencer, your co-host, and of course we have our licensed clinical therapist, Naz.
Dr. Nas. I just got freshly bullied by a bunch of teenagers, so feeling really good about my self-esteem.
Is there? Yeah. Well, hey, that's people's choice.
People's choice.
Yeah. People's choice words of you fucked up. Anywho, remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. That's completely up to you.
There you go. Also, don't forget to round up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. So, for today, we have a special guest. Our next guest is a warm and grounded mental health counselor who blends evidence-based therapy with real-life compassion. Drawing on her Queens upbringing and cultural insight, she specializes in trauma-informed and integrative care, and also brings the same realness to her Instagram as at Ginger Ale Won't Fix This, where baking and self-care go hand in hand. Please welcome Nicole Belgrave.
Hello.
Welcome.
East Coast finest.
East Coast finest. Yep.
No,
Apparently, some people think the East Coast is in the Midwest.
definitely thought they said Eastern time. How you doing on the Eastern time? I'm doing pretty good on the Eastern time.
The Eastern time. Yep.
Yep.
That doesn't cover a wide range of states at all. Not on the East Coast.
It's fine. I'm disabled. It's fine.
Yep, that's it. Anywho, we're going to be talking about the show Insecure. We're going to be talking about transitions and changes, as well as just outgrowing people that we know. Along with that, we're also going to be talking about how we navigate the changes and outgrowing those people, as well as just addressing our friends as we are kind of moving along in life. So, Naz, anything before we get to the show?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about relationships, miscommunication, and it's okay to be different people. Talk about this a lot with couples and marriage counseling. Vastly different people after 10, 20 years and children and all that. And so I think it's okay to recognize that, but also what is all the baggage which we haven't fucking addressed in years? And now why do we hate each other? Why are we, what's going on? So today we're going to help you. Nicole's going to help you try to help us navigate how these conversations, this difficulty, and maybe growing these relationships or not letting them explode, like you talked about the metaphor that you gave in pre-production. Right. Like you're shaking up your pop bottle. Who shakes up a pop bottle?
A lot of us do without even really realizing, right?
Okay.
Like, often have we dropped the bottle, forgot we dropped it, and then boom, we open it and it's a mess. And a lot of the times when we're bottling things inside and we're not fully releasing and addressing what we need to, that's what happens. Like, we explode. We experience these moments where we're taking out all the things at once.
Facts.
Without really giving ourselves time to like let the air out a little bit.
Okay.
Because we're so excited to drink that soda.
Yeah, it's like me after chili. You gotta let it air out. What do you mean? You said that was a fart joke. You disagreed to a fart joke.
Which is perfectly fine. It's better out than in.
I love this. Girls going with everything. Okay. Really excited. Let's get into the podcast. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. There it is. You got it. There you got it.
Such
East
a scared
Coast.
whoop, whoop.
East Coast in the house. Jeez. All right.
Yep.
Some random rule you made up?
It wasn't random. I was setting boundaries.
Molly, you knew how much this event meant to me. You saw me at We Got Y'all, you saw me struggling, and you decided your new relationship was more important than doing me one little ass favor?
Nigga, you stay needing one little ass favor.
Why are you doing this at my event right now? Is it that serious?
Hey, you don't gotta do this, guys. We were just having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I was over there wobbling with your shady ass. Meanwhile, you stabbing me in the back.
Stabbing you in the back. Molly, this is OD. I don't have time for your drama. Okay? You keep starting shit. You keep making up problems. You keep focusing on shit that I need to fix when you need to fix your fucking self.
Bitch, do you hear yourself? Nobody has more drama than you, Issa. Okay, you need to figure out your shit and stop using people. You use Nathan, Andrew, me, who else?
Guys, let's not do this here.
See? You are so miserable. If things don't work out with Andrew, it's not gonna be because of me, girl.
Fuck you.
Fuck me, I've been stopped fucking with you.
I should have dropped your lying ass a long time ago. You still the same selfish bitch you always been.
Molly, get your finger out of my fucking
What you gonna do?
face.
What's she reaching for? That bitch got a gun! Who's got a gun? Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is my life!
Oh, niggas can't have nothing!
Shit. Come on, let's go.
Where'd your accent go?
Nigga, I'm from Philly!
You okay, girl? I'm gonna call you, okay?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to fuck shit up, but that is the last thing that I want to do between you guys.
All of this will blow over. Are you sure you don't want to ride with us? Kelly's on the corner.
No, I'm good.
I can stick around.
No, I'm all right.
You sure? All right.
Small, but I'm making it work.
I don't know why he's being all modest. His place is hella nice. Yo, remember my first smelly ass apartment?
Girl, yes. Can we forget it?
It had a window above a dumpster, but it was really easy to take out the trash.
And she had this one mystery stain on the carpet that kept growing. We were all convinced it looked like a face.
It did.
Suge Knight! Oh my God, yes.
Oh, we have fun at the stank spot. The game nights, the wind downs.
Oh my God, all those silly games we used to play, like what, Mafia, what was the other one?
Ooh, Celebrity Heights.
What is that?
Just the most fun drinking game ever that I made up. Mm-hmm. You just think of a celebrity, you guess their height, and you wrong, you drink.
All right, let's do it.
Yes! Okay. All right, well, if you guys are tired, we don't have to.
No, I think they gotta experience it. Sully, what?
Okay, I'm gonna go first. How tall is Bernie Sanders?
5'7".
5'9".
He's 5'6".
Okay.
I win.
All y'all drinking. Bernie Sanders is 6 feet tall.
Get the fuck out of here.
Not possible. He screams like a very short person.
I'm
seriously rocked by this.
And I'm gonna measure him next time I see him.
Okay.
How are you gonna measure it?
I'm gonna get up on him. I'm gonna
Because
measure
y'all roll in the
that.
same circles?
He's coming to get this drink. Brandon's hand is tired up.
Oh, it's
That is
okay.
not enough.
There's another bottle in the fridge.
I grab it.
Okay.
Who's next?
I'll go. What about Niecy Nash?
Ooh, I don't know how tall she is, but she fine as hell. Shit, that's my guess. 5'11".
Oh my God, her body is unfair. I feel like she did something great in another life.
She did something right in this life. She did a whole lot of right in this life because she looks blessed and highly favored.
Yeah, I swear, she looks like Jessica Rabbit.
She black, so Jessica Black Rabbit.
Looks like her. And you know it's real because her thighs match.
Match what? Each other? Like in color or size?
And we're back in business.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go.
East?
No, hey, I got it. Issa, hold up. Issa, wait. Issa, hold up.
Yup.
I'm really sorry you saw that. That wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, but that's the way I've been feeling. And this whole thing feels so forced.
I was trying to get us back to where we were, but I didn't realize it was so hard for you to be around me. And you say you're trying, but it feels like I'm the only one who's putting in any effort.
By inviting me to brunch and playing old drinking games, girl, we haven't even talked about what's really going on.
Because I didn't know you wanted to talk about it. But okay, let's talk about the block party then.
This is bigger than that. We have been off for months.
Yeah, I know. That's why I reached out. But I can't be the only one who wants to make this work, Molly.
I don't know, maybe who you are now and who I am now just don't fit anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there really isn't much more to say.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been trying to be where you are. Could it be that I'm searching too hard? I wish you'd come and find me. Won't you come and find me? 'Cause
Hey everyone, I wanted to give a special shout out to our collaborator, Two Nerds Candle Company. Not only do they have great products, but they are also giving back to a great cause. You can tell that they take a lot of pride in making their candles. My favorite is Spock's Monday Coffee. They are also donating 10% annually to support Women in STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. You can use our code DSP or go to our link tree to get 20% off your entire order. We think that this company is great, and we think you will too. So go check them out. And we're back again.
We're back. Just like all my childhood trauma from being abused from college students. So it was nice. It's really nice when they pick on you for being bald and weird, and everyone's like, "You're not gay?" No, that was a whole discussion today.
I mean, it's always a discussion. It's never not a discussion. You should be used to it by now, but apparently it's bullying. It's saying the truth.
It's okay. The one girl was like, "You were talking about men's body hair in our therapy session." She's like, "I thought you were gay." I was like, "I don't remember talking about men's body hair." Well, how did that come up? It is what it is. We're back and we're
Why don't you
live.
tell yourself that? Anywho. It's hilarious. Just so everybody knows, we have this discussion every week.
Every pod.
Is Nas gay? That's usually the question that we ask. And 1 week it's gonna be, you know what? Yes, all right.
Ta-da!
You got it out of me. All right.
It's better out than in. That's what Nicole
Look at
said.
my shirts. That's
my shirt's gay. Jesus Christ. Can't have nothing nice these days.
Let's be honest. If he said he was gay in the shirt, you'd be like,
makes sense.
Like,
Makes sense. I'm happy for him.
Makes sense. Yeah. Finally living your truth. That's all we want is you to live your truth.
You happy bastard.
There we go. Anywho, we have a guest today.
Yeah.
Yes. Nicole, welcome to the show. Nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. For our listeners, could you give a little bit, how'd you get into the mental health field? And what made you want to come onto this show?
Yes. So, first and foremost, representation, right? Like being able to bring awareness to the fact that therapy is for everyone, but therapy is not one size fits all. So, representation, understanding culture, it truly matters. And that is essentially what got me into wanting to do mental health because growing up in a Caribbean community, in a Caribbean household, there was not a lot of conversation about, tell me, how do you feel? What's going on? All the things. It was more so like, take it to church, pray about it, drink some tea, drink some ginger ale. You'll get over it. Oh, you're not really feeling that way. You're fine. Pick up your big girl panties and keep going. All the things. So it's like, yeah, on one hand, maybe this is what we understood as motivation. Also, it was an understanding of how our generational trauma played a role because back then we probably did not have an opportunity to say, let me stop and think how I feel before I stop doing something or before I navigate through racism, before I navigate through slavery and all the things. And now, thankfully, we're in a space where we can actually address what's going on. We can address how communication plays a role and how things impact us. We could address how our upbringing has also impacted us and how it helps us to navigate through our own moral code, how we make decisions. And that's what really got me here today, doing it for the culture.
The culture. You got a lot of trauma, girly? We got a lot of trauma or no? You good?
I mean, from my perspective,
I'm fine.
I personally feel we all navigate through our own type of trauma.
Good answer. She's like, I hate my parents. I'm joking.
They're actually my best friends. So
there you go. Do you have other friends or no? I'm just curious. You got other friends,
Do you
right?
have friends?
Right. I do actually have friends.
Okay, there you go.
It's such a magical moment.
You're not alone.
Right. I'm not alone. But let's be for real. Like navigating through relationships, especially friendships during adulthood. Come on.
Difficult.
Like it's a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot to navigate through. Like gone are the days where you're just friends with somebody because they're in your class. Now it's like actual efforts to like communicate, check in on people, remember people's birthdays.
Definitely just fucked that up. Definitely just Spencer's like, that's my birthday. I'm like, it is.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, 22nd, right? Yeah, it's a great day. And you're like, why?
It's a great day. He has risen. Oh, okay.
Came out of my mom.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jesus Christ. The visual. But yeah, no, you're right. So we all got complicated stuff navigating relationships. And then you said, right, you work in the high school too.
Yeah, so like full time, I do work with high school kids for low socioeconomic individuals and families. And then part time on the side, I do see adults for my private practice.
Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. So you bring up like baking cookies is your love language.
Oh.
Yes.
What's your favorite cookie?
So it depends on the season because during the winter, my favorite cookie to bake is snickerdoodles. And all the people around me know when the holidays come, look for a box of cookies from me. And then this like spring, summer season, I discovered like a chocolate chip recipe that I've been able to kind of like make it my way because I add like additional super dark chocolate
Oh.
and they have been so bussin'. Like, and it's so much fun to be able to bake because there's definitely a science behind baking.
Mm.
But just being able to be present to say, first, I'm starting something and then I'm actually going to finish something. And
Yep.
then being able to enjoy it when you're done and really being able to kind of like make it a mindfulness moment. Like, I think about all five senses when I'm baking. Like, I'm thinking of the texture of what I'm using because the egg feels different from the flour, right? But it's coming together to create this thing that I know I'm about to eat. And then I'm thinking about usually I listen to music when I'm baking, or sometimes I need a moment of like silence. So I'm listening to like my mixer go. And then I'm looking forward to how sweet and delicious it's gonna be. So that's the taste. And what other sense we have? The smell. Smelling it when it's baking.
It's
Yeah,
fire.
true.
That's the best
Yeah.
part.
It's so
Yeah.
fire. It's the firest of
Isn't it?
fires.
Isn't it
I'm making
wild?
fun of you for saying
It's
fire.
like
Oh no, it's fire. No, yeah, it's so good. You smell it and you're just like, yeah, maybe I'm not as depressed as I thought I was.
Knowing how you cook, it's gonna be literal fire.
Yes.
yeah. Well, we gotta make sure it's not burning.
Yeah, don't burn it.
Right?
Don't
Yeah.
burn
Over.
it.
So
You know?
now we do have to pay attention to make sure that we got it in
Oh,
with
okay.
enough time. So this is our sight, right? We gotta look
So
to make sure.
You think you're better than me, huh? Okay. What do you mean, you people?
Wait a minute. That's our thing. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh my God.
So would you say that like the way you or the type of cookies you make goes based off of your mood as well? Like
Mhm.
say for like the winter time, like you said, you do like more snickerdoodle and stuff like that. So then do you make sure that it's a lot more sweet? It's a lot more just like trying to get you a little bit more up in the day while because we have those times where it's like it's winter time and we get a little bit more down on ourselves.
Maybe you
And
make them
then
fancier?
yeah, fancier, a little bit more pop. And then for the summertime, you're like, I'm gonna just keep it clean and cool because you know what, I'm feeling pretty good.
This one's going to be hot girl summer. This one's, I'm sorry. This one's going to be naked. I'm sorry.
Not
naked
at all. I feel like that is a good question that I haven't really even fully thought about it
Oh,
because I know when I'm doing it in the winter, I'm very intentional about the size.
Mm,
So I try to make at least, let's say, like 40 cookies.
okay.
So I'm being mindful of like how much I'm actually scooping up, like to roll it. And
Mhm,
with the snickerdoodle, you have to like dip it in like the cinnamon sugar.
mhm.
And the smell of cinnamon just reminds me of like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like the holidays. So
Mhm.
that's what that is for like that season. But the chocolate chips, it's like if I'm craving extra chocolate, I'm making them bigger. So we're not getting 40 cookies. We're getting maybe 24 because I'm like, yeah, I'm baking them.
good
But if
like a
I'm baking
dick.
for somebody else, like I may make them a little bit smaller so they're a little bit more bite sized, but
Yep.
then like it doesn't get as much chocolate in each one. Like it kind of varies. So I think it just depends on like the day.
Girl, she likes them thick. And then the black on black. This the blackest of the black. This all chocolate over here, fella. We healing over here. We don't need any of the. What is the color of a regular cookie then? It's still brown. It's not white.
Yes. Well, I
I'm
mean, it
trying to-
depends unless you have like a vanilla or white chocolate.
There you
Yeah.
go. I've seen some white ones.
Yeah, you have. I bet
Maybe
you
like
have.
a sugar cookie, like a boring sugar cookie.
Hey, sugar
Oh,
cookies can hit the spot.
That's
Wait a minute now.
racism,
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Don't be racist against your cookies, all right?
Not at
Lame
all.
ass, bland ass motherfucking sugar cookies. Like,
Yeah.
Just not my fave.
yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
there's so many jokes.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna do it.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna do it.
I got jokes about other cultures too, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not getting her in trouble. So, question about the cooking though. So a lot of our folks right on this podcast that listen or that are joining us, they're mostly all neurodivergent individuals. Many of them have hundreds of coping skills, regulation tactics, right? You just explained some using the senses. Did you develop this through like a familial thing, like grandparents, mom vibe? Was this something you picked up on your own? How did you pick it up?
The baking,
Yeah.
it definitely was something that I picked up from my mom.
Okay.
Because when I was younger, she used to bake cakes from scratch all the time. So like she used to also like I believe when I was younger, or maybe before I was born, she had a moment where she was like selling the cakes just like for
Hustling.
fun. Like she would decorate them, everything from scratch, like frosting, the actual cake, or even hot cross buns. She'll make that all from scratch. So for me, I saw her with her Philadelphia cheesecake cookbook, and that kind of inspired me to like start making cheesecakes or like just baking for fun. So I remember when I was younger, we used to go to like a cake decorating class together, and I used to decorate like cakes and cupcakes. And in college, like every Friday, I would bake a cheesecake and bring it in to school and like just share, because I'm like, I can't eat all of this
No.
by myself. So
Girl, how's your
that's
sugar? How's your you got bad blood sugar or no? What's you got diabetes or no?
so far I'm good. I'm healthy, like everything in moderation. And also
Everything.
a fun fact that I learned this summer, actually, dark chocolate is really good for you. It is actually good for your heart health. It's good for like arthritis and things like that. But you have to actually use the like super high percentage dark chocolate, which isn't
Like real
always
bitter. Yeah.
super bitter, like not even sweet. So the chocolate you usually get out here in America is the one
Milk
that
chocolate.
has the added, yeah, milk chocolate. It has added palm oil or
Yeah.
like milk or like sugar. That's what makes it like palatable.
Yeah.
But if you get like the real raw 90% chocolate from like Grenada or from like the Caribbean, it's actually good for you. And they make it into like a cocoa tea. And that is supposed to like be so good for you.
There you
Is
go.
this like a sales pitch to like buy from the Caribbean? Is this what?
Is what it is.
I mean,
buy from the Caribbean.
you know, everything for the culture, everything for the culture. But
There you
it's
go.
just something that like I recently did learn over the
Nice.
summer. And because I love dark chocolate, I was like, wow. So even more reason to eat dark chocolate because it's good for you, but you have to actually like get the like raw 90% or 100%.
I love all of this. I love it all.
This is
I'm holding back all the funny stuff. I'm just also, I'm Paul's girly. She's got the cutest dimples I have ever seen.
oh my
Oh
god.
my God. When I smile, it's just like potato. Is that a hot dog?
No
Jesus.
dimples in there.
There's
Just
no dimples.
you know, look like you just came out the dirt.
He's calling you a potato.
I called myself a potato. He called
calls
me
himself it.
he
I
called
just
me
keep
a
on
mud
going with it.
person. Jesus Christ, you're racist. Oh my God. Yeah, man. When I saw her smile a second ago, I was like, do you buy those? Those are just there.
I mean, some people do buy them, but these are real.
All natural.
It's all chocolate. Chocolate. Okay. Well, go ahead. Get me out of here for being a pervert.
Nah. Why? We're just gonna come back to it at some point.
Facts.
Somehow you're gonna talk about chocolate and be like, damn.
Always bet on black.
I love my dark chocolate myself. Like, all right. I'm not talking about the candy. I'm like, okay, all right. Jesus.
Strong black woman. All right, we're moving on.
Anywho, so you also talk about doing trauma-informed care, which is just central to your work.
Yeah.
What does it look like for you in a session?
Of doing like trauma informed.
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean, right? People always
Or
talk
that.
about it. You see always I'm trauma informed. Oh, What the fuck does that mean? You gonna give me trauma because you're informed about my trauma? I don't. What
I
is
know
it?
about it.
I'm gonna get you.
Well, I feel like with trauma informed care, before we even get into the trauma, we have to have cultural competency because it's so
Okay.
important to understand how we may bring up something or impact somebody, or they may be navigating through something that they may perceive as disrespectful because of their upbringing, because of their culture. And when we're navigating through trauma informed care, we want to make sure that we are identifying the tools that we can use to prevent putting salt in a wound when we're opening it up. Because it can take some time to even process like all the things that do come up and how many layers it adds to what we navigate through when we're dealing with something that's traumatic, right? And then when I think of trauma informed care, I think about how we go back generations, and in our upbringing or in my culture, we typically call them generational curses.
Yeah.
But in reality, when we gather more information and we see how history sometimes repeats itself, and we're understanding certain patterns in family and just like how the environment may have impacted one another, we're understanding how that curse may have been trauma that somebody had to overcome, that somebody had to navigate through. And we typically speak a lot about resilience, right? Like resilience being such a strength. And a lot of the times we're not always addressing how resilience was nothing, like we had no choice but to be resilient. We had to keep going. And when we're not addressing the things that have happened in the past or the things that have happened in our own life, we're going to keep that cycle going. So this is what I understand therapy or even trauma informed care to look like, being able to address what the cycle is and what can we do to kind of interrupt it.
Got it.
Yeah.
As Spencer was saying, how does it show up maybe with the kiddos that you work with at the high school? Because they're going through a lot of changes, a lot of stuff, relationships,
Honestly,
sports. You talked about economic issues, poverty, black and brown kids. This shit's all traumatic. Let's be real. It's all traumatic.
literally, and that's why I say like everybody navigates through their own trauma. Because before I talk about the kids, just to give an example, even giving birth to a child can be traumatic. Some women don't even survive that.
Yeah.
So imagine literally you coming into the world and that's a traumatic experience, or you're getting born into a traumatic experience occurring in that moment, right? But to bring it back to the kids, like I truly enjoy all the work that I do with the kids and the adults, but being able to see how like they sometimes mimic their environment.
Yep.
And when they come to school, it's like they're navigating through, is this from my environment or is this part of my survival tactic? Right? Like they're navigating through so many different changes and challenges. And let's be for real, the pandemic, traumatic for so many people.
Yeah.
We have to deal with so much loss, grief. We're grieving the world that we once knew it to be. Everybody was like in isolation. And as we know, part of our development, that socialization is so important.
Mhm.
So imagine how a lot of our kids were impacted by that. So I'm in a space where we get to really address the fact that even though the pandemic is done, allegedly, we're now back in person. We're no longer wearing masks. We're all face to face and we're all dealing with something. So they get an opportunity to talk about just how social relationships impact them, how school impacts them, how family impacts them, how culture, environment, how making decisions, preparing for college, all these transitions they get to talk about and process. And they are in a very unique position because they're in a space where it's accepted to receive support. It's accepted to ask for help. It's accepted
Yeah.
to go to therapy. So it's like a space where they're actually opening up and it's so rewarding. So just seeing how all of that plays out.
Nice. Thank you.
Very eye-opening, yeah.
So, what would you say is something that you, at least one thing that you wish people knew about therapy the most that they would never guess? Now, you can stick to this with like in American general, or you can talk about your culture and like Caribbean culture too, especially since, a lot of older folks, therapy is just not their thing. They didn't grow up with that. So, it's like, what would you say was something that you would like people to know about therapy, maybe?
Yeah. I feel like what I'm about to say may be the most cliche, but this is the first thing that came to mind. Therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Like, a lot of people don't realize when you're coming to therapy, you're here to process what's going on. You could be processing something positive, you could also be processing something negative. You could just be processing life, period. You could just it's a space to be able to have like a soundboard and have a space where you're literally saying, "This is my undivided attention to myself for these 45 minutes to an hour." We don't get that a lot.
No.
Like we're in a space where sometimes we have to be a little bit non-negotiable with the time that we are spending with ourselves to take care of ourselves. And that's what therapy is, in my perspective, an opportunity to take care of yourself. And I tell everybody that I work with, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to work with you. I'm like a compass to help you navigate through what decisions you have and how is this decision going to impact you. Because a lot of the times we're dealing with this sense of like wanting to control what's going to happen in the future. When in reality, we have to control what's happening where our feet are. We have to be present where our feet are. Yeah. So that's like my little
Beautiful.
thing. It does not mean something's wrong with you if you're in therapy.
I'm going to take this a bit further off of Spencer's question and be more specific. So, what would you say to any of the Black men listening to our podcast today?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to them?
Therapy is for everyone. And it may not be one size fits all, but it's a space where you can maybe learn a little bit more about yourself. And I know you know yourself, but maybe dive a little bit deeper and see what else comes up. Like it's okay to have a safe space to process all of what's going on because you carry a lot of weight of the world. And there's a metaphor that I learned from like one of my first jobs in the field. This bags of rocks. We have this mentality where we feel we have to carry this bag of rocks up the hill by ourselves. But in reality, there's people around us, people next to us, in front of us, behind us, who want to help us carry that weight. And you don't know how much you do to somebody else when you allow them to help you, because you may be helping them with something. You may be helping them with their bags. So you can walk up the mountain together. It doesn't have to be something that you have to deal with alone or in isolation. And even just being in this field and seeing who I am today, I feel like I learned a lot about myself as well. And I feel like that is one of the most rewarding things about navigating through mental health because it takes a lot of like understanding yourself, understanding the kind of transference that can come up, the self awareness, and knowing like you got to make sure you're good in order to make sure anybody else is good. The same way we have to go to a doctor for our wellness checks, therapists got to make sure that our mental is good, right? And it just goes to show that we do not have to heal in isolation. That's one of the biggest things that I even learned for myself.
Yep.
Like healing is community. And for Black men or just people in general, knowing that it's a safe space to heal in community makes a big difference.
Last thing, and I'll kick it back to Spence. A lot of women listen to us. She's close to 65, 70%. What would you say to the women listening to us? What would be your advice? I want you to take a second. You can gather your thoughts if you need a second. What would you say your advice to these young women that are listening to us, that are looking for some type of help, A lot of them listen to us because of humor. A lot of them listen to us because they're neurodivergent, ADHD, autistic, anxiety, OCD, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. A lot of them just like to hang out with us and just talk shit with, like us talking to guests. But what would your advice be to these humans, these women, on how to navigate the world? Or what would be your advice? Is this adult that seems to have some shit together? You're very well spoken as well too, because you're able to like step by step go through what you're thinking. Some of the other therapists cannot do that on this podcast. So you advice for them, and trust me, I will take that and help out my other clients too. But what would you talk to them about? What would you say to them right now?
I feel like one of the first things that come to mind, or there's like two things. The first thing is you did the first step by seeking the resources, right? Like this podcast is a resource. So even if it's for humor, even if it's for information, you did something because you said, I'm interested in maybe understanding this a little bit better. You took that first step. So give yourself credit for that. The second thing that I feel I would say is taking time to be still and remember where your feet are. A lot of the times when we're thinking, our mind is in so many different places. And it puts us in a space where we're trying to control all these things all over the place. When in reality, when we're reminding ourselves of what's happening right here, what's in our control, it gives us so much more confidence in knowing that we can pour our energy into that and start from there. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's what I would say. Like, you're already resourceful. You found this podcast and you did something to make you feel good. The next step is understanding what's in your control.
Love it.
Running into that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you a sports fan at all?
So I like sports. I appreciate sports. I acknowledge sports. I haven't sat and watched a full game in a little while, but I'm here, go Giants, go Eagles, go Celtics, go Knicks. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Because it's one of those things. Like you're in like a big city with like the major sports teams. It's just like sometimes like a lot of places they wish they could have like those teams. And it's like it's always fun. Like my girl, she doesn't watch sports on TV usually, but she loves going to games. And so it's like that's where like that's where she gets the most hyped. Like she like yeah. So it's always it's always nice to just like kind of see like where like especially guests in these bigger cities like do. So like what do you do also to pass your time when you're not doing therapy, when you're not making cookies? What else do you like to do with your
When you're
spare
not
time?
just obsessively listening to this podcast because you're the biggest fan, right? Obviously, that's what you're doing.
Yes,
you're just listening to
obviously.
us. It's our sensual voices.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in your free time? I'm so sorry.
But no worries. What do I do? That's a really good question because I feel like I add to the list every time I, think about it. My newest hobby I would say from last year into this year has been like building Lego flower bouquets. That has been so much fun and it has given me, again, similar to the cookies, you start something, you actually finish it. So to see something at the end feels good. It's something that you could do with your hands, and it's kind of like
It
mindful
is.
in a way, but mindless at the same time because it's like an opportunity to not have to think. Just follow the instructions
Love it.
and do it, or like, put on your favorite show or a movie and you're just vibing. And it gives me a good reason to stay home because sometimes staying home is good. Being in a big city is always something to do. So being able to stay home feels good. So I do my Legos. What else do I do? I lately have been like trying to work out a little bit more. So taking intentional walks in the park has been like a lot of fun. And I listen to my music most of the time. Sometimes I'll let a friend call and I'm chatting with them, but that feels so good because it's an opportunity to do something for myself after a full day of like showing up for others.
Well,
I also uh-huh.
what music do you listen to?
I was about to say exactly that. So, so one of my fun things to do is I'm from the Caribbean. I do listen to soca, dancehall, reggae. Like that is a mood booster. Honestly, give me a soca song, I'll find an affirmation in it because it's like it just boosts my mood. Like I really love soca. So that goes into like carnival. Like when I get the opportunity to, I do attend carnival in the Caribbean and whatnot. It's so much fun. It is really like fulfilling because it's like I'm doing something for my culture and it's a part of my culture. So I love it. And then also, if it's not soca, it's like old school R&B. Lately, I've been into like the Jodeci, the John B, the Tony Braxton, the Cut Close, like randomly finding these old songs, and I'm like, this is a vibe. This is a
These
vibe.
old ass songs sound good. The fuck?
Right. I'm like, yo, I grew up in the wrong.
They were
wrong
grooving
era.
back then.
Wrong era.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that it like it again, it depends on my mood. Like if I need a mood boost, I'm probably listening to soca. If I need a chill vibe, I'm probably listening to the R&B.
Okay.
And I like to dance, so that goes hand in hand with the music. Sometimes randomly, you just gotta bust a move. Even if there's no music playing, just bust a move real quick.
Start dancing. Just start going with it,
Like
you know?
I feel like it really changes like how
It
your day
does.
goes.
It does.
Yeah.
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 So I feel like that's a little bit of like what I do, other than
Girl,
like
I got you. So when you when you realize you were autistic?
so
That was a joke. That was a
but no, but I have
That's
a
a joke.
perspective on that. I have a perspective on that. And like, they call it a spectrum for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I genuinely do feel all of us are on that spectrum. So I feel like I came to that conclusion when I started studying.
As soon as you put those Legos together,
I know. As soon as you said Legos, do you like chicken nuggets?
The dinosaur ones?
Do you eat Krabby Patties?
I actually love Krabby Patties.
Oh shit! Bam!
Is that a real thing?
They have everything in New York.
They got everything in New York.
Everything.
And I haven't had like the real Krabby Patty. I've only had like the candy Krabby Patty.
Oh, the candy Krabby Patties are crap.
Yeah. Those are great.
Those are great, right?
Yeah.
I discovered them from when I was young, and it's been a wrap ever since. Now you can find them at Five Below.
There you go. So last thing for me, and then we can get into the thing, Spence. If you don't have anything else, your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I assume, right? I mean, they gotta love you, right? Because you're baking stuff. You're bringing the good vibes. I mean, I feel like you're not a toxic friend. I feel like you're showing up, helping friends. I feel like they're like fat and happy. I feel like that's the vibe for your friends, or no? What's the vibe?
You just call her friends fat. That's hilarious.
Right.
Hey, fat and happy in a good way.
We're all like
we're all different
like
sizes
fabulous.
here.
PHAT, you know? We're all
fabulous.
The fab.
But yeah, no, I really do feel what also makes the episode or like the clip like super special to me or just like insecure in general is the fact that like how our friendships develop in your adulthood, and that just allows me moments to like understand appreciation for them and also understand how do I show up in these friendships. Sometimes I'm the friend who is the listener and sometimes I'm the friend who is the sharer. So there's moments where you're understanding like the balance and how to most importantly pour into your cup before you can pour into any of their cups. So it's like you learn a lot about yourself through your friendships.
You do.
And yeah. So yeah, I love my friends. They are amazing. And they also understand again, I'm on a healing journey of my own. We all are,
Yeah.
right? And I learned you can't fully heal in isolation, but they tend to understand when I like am quiet. Sometimes I need quiet time.
Okay.
And they know when to be like, Nicole, you good? Cause you a little too quiet. And I'm like, all right, let me crawl out of my shell, crawl out of my like hermit mode, and I'll pop back out. But yeah,
Okay.
like I appreciate just where I'm at today with my friendships, with my relationships in general, and just learning so much about myself.
Okay. So you're not just baking a ton of cookies just to get everyone fat. So you're like the pretty one. I figured that's what you were doing.
No,
Okay.
all my friends are baddies.
All your friends are baddies, girl. We coming to New York. Well, I'm coming to New York.
Yeah, hold the fuck on, man. I got my own Caribbean queen, okay? Okay.
Girl,
Okay.
as soon as she said cookies, she had me. I'm like, huh? I feel like a muffin.
As soon as she said Legos, you were like, wait a minute now.
I muffin my
We
ass
can
right
make
over
cookies
there.
candy?
Let me take my diabetes shot now.
That'd be hilarious. He's just like, let's make cookies and then eat Legos. Let's do this, all right?
I just want to smell the cookies and eat the Legos. Jesus Christ. Wow, fantastic.
Oh, man.
Spence,
That's
you got any
hilarious.
more seasoning questioning?
No, I mean, I've heard the carnival, like this is just like
I heard it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. My girl's aunt from Dominica, she was just here recently, and she has like no filter at all. It's hilarious. She's like the best. Is the best thing ever. And she was just talking about like just like going to carnival. She's crazy. Just ass everywhere. That's how she described it. I was like, tell me more. Tell me. Tell me.
Is it that chocolate Nicole was talking
How do
about?
we?
This is all
When do we
chocolate.
book our flights? When?
I mean, if you really trying to go, book early, especially
Yeah.
if she's from
It's
Dominica.
expensive.
What?
They're expensive.
I heard their carnival is popping.
We might be going to Tobago in January, so that's gonna be pretty cool. But like, I don't think it's around that time. So
Yeah, Tobago Carnival is definitely next month in October.
so there you go. There you go.
Where you're gonna get like the full vibe of the island, so that's gonna be so much fun.
Nice. Okay.
And honestly, like carnival is low-key healing because as we know, we store trauma, especially women, we store trauma in our hips. So being able to move our hips is a release. And
I'm liking this. You're my kind of therapist.
Girl, I need you to help
Shake that.
Girl, I need you to
Take
talk to
that
my
trauma
girlfriend.
out of you.
I'll shake it right out you, girl.
Yeah. Even thinking about the book, The Body Keeps the Score.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta shake and move.
All right.
Facts.
I'm down with it. I'm down.
Look at all these women healing.
Look at all that trauma going away.
Where all these poles come from? Jesus Christ.
How did I get dollar bills in my hand? What the hell? I didn't go to the bank. Anywho, let's get.
Why am I burning right now? From
Let's
the devil.
get into the
Let's get into the show. We perverted this way too bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's such an innocent person. I'm so sorry, Nicole.
No worries.
Do your prayers later. It'll be fine. Repent.
Pray. Just pray. Anywho, so we are doing the show Insecure, named by the great Issa Rae. And do you want to give us just like give us a little rundown of the show? Like what is the show about? What is it about?
I feel like this show was a very monumental moment for our culture.
Okay.
Like just talking about navigating through all the different lives and changes, the different transitions, and managing all types of relationships as you're going through these changes. And when you watch the show, depending on when you watch it when it first came out, or if you're one of them like me who rewatches it twice a year, it hits different in each season that you're in. Like there's something in that show that becomes so relatable. And then when you're watching it again, you're like, wait, I didn't even think of it this way. in that moment. And then you may start to notice how like certain things that each character does, you relate to them. Like maybe when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm relatable to Issa. And then you reach a point where it's like, well, I did that thing similar to how Molly did it. And then you're noticing how like the other friends like Tiff and Kelly, they're like there, but they play very monumental roles in being there. So I think that if that gives you like an umbrella of what the show is without like ruining the show in case you wanted to watch it for
No,
yourself.
it's fine. Yeah.
But that show, it definitely talks a lot about like navigating through all the things like being an adult in America. So yeah.
One of my cool things I liked about the show, because I watched it when it first came out, right? It was coming out weekly. And they were doing like the behind the scenes stuff with Issa, and they were talking about it.
The wind downs.
And they were, yes. And they were talking about the production of it and how they say like a lot of film in the industries shoot black folks in like these horrible lighting, the wrong light. So their whole lighting and vibe is vastly different. And it captures more of the essence of them, right? The culture, but also just the skin tones. Everyone is so fucking gorgeous, but also the lighting. I forgot how dark it is because they have different like mood lighting. She explained it in a much better way than I did, but there was a lot of thought into production.
Yeah, very intentional with like the lighting and like the different scenes, like the color coordination and stuff.
Correct.
And I think it was also very intentional highlighting like areas in California and Inglewood, like representing different communities that were like rich in Black culture.
Yeah.
So bringing awareness to all of that as well. I think she did an amazing job with that. And also, like, we tend to see shows or like different stories with like individuals coming from a struggle.
Yeah.
But a lot of the families that were in Insecure didn't really come from that. It shows that, you can still be Black and successful being out here.
Correct.
So,
in hustling, trying to get jobs, careers, it looks like a more normal experience than like, well, do you know that mom was on crack?
right.
Again? Damn.
They got no father. Jesus Christ. So it was nice to see highly intelligent, motivated, successful. Everyone's doing their own thing. Badass suit and tie. The women aren't just in like super feminine things either. They have masculine vibes as well. Right? I enjoyed seeing the emotionality of the men as well and just being heartbroken and devastated.
Yes.
Right? I enjoyed the nuances of how they played all the gender roles.
Yes, exactly. And then even with the ending, how things ended, it's like she addressed like how things don't always have to look like cookie cutter, like the happy ever after it looking perfect. Like she was able to address the fact that real things actually happen in our lives and we have to make tough decisions.
What's the main guy? What's the guy that she dated right in the beginning of the show? What's his name?
Lawrence?
Lawrence. I think we all remember the scene where we got to see Lawrence's abs for the first time. I think we all remember that moment.
Exhibit A, Your Honor, on why we may think somebody is hiding in the closet.
I think we all remember the feelings that we had in our loins.
It was a very interesting episode.
It was very interesting.
I don't remember the episode. I just remember the body figures.
This motherfucker can sketch his abs right now if he wanted to. He's just like, yes, I see that.
Is that a waterfall going down your abs?
I must draw them.
Is that dark chocolate they were talking about earlier? Oh my God.
Lord.
I'm done.
Notice how nobody brought that up. And somehow we get to that conclusion. Anywho.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's finally being himself. Anywho. So we have in this first scene, we have Issa and then also Molly, and they're arguing, right? They started to have an argument. And then from that argument, it escalated. It started getting just a lot more deep cut into the into the insults kept getting a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper, and then somebody just yells out, "There's a gun!" Like, of
Right.
course, every time, every time.
Mhm.
And so I haven't seen the full series, but with Issa, I'm assuming that she put on this event, right? She put on this event, finally doing it. And like you were saying before, like in the pre-production, you were saying how she's finally being successful, right? Issa's finally being successful. And then Molly, she might be maybe a little jealous, or maybe she's not used to Issa actually being successful in this, showing her own insecurities, right? And well, name of the show, look at that. And so now we get this transition and this change in dynamic with this
Mhm.
friendship, because they're different now, right? And sometimes when you have those differences, it's hard to get over those differences because you have a different mindset, they have a different mindset, and you want to break out of that. So how would you say, for your adult clients, how would you say, have you seen these transitions and changes, and how do you like to navigate those different changes
Mhm.
when you're in the session with them?
Yeah. So one of my favorite things that I like to do when we're navigating through like friendships or just relationships in general is talking about our love language. Because when we understand what our love language is, we may have a better understanding of how we show up for others,
Hmm.
in addition to understanding how we want others to show up for us. So it helps us to understand like what are we prioritizing? Are we actually paying attention to the love language of our friends or our like romantic relationships or even our family? Or are we leading through our own love language? So it gives us an opportunity to see like what do we need to do in order to actually communicate what our needs are. So I think that's something that's like really important, especially something that we've seen in the scene with Insecure is like they had an opportunity, they have tried to communicate what their boundaries are, but in reality, they may have been communicating like their expectations or their rules. They weren't really clear on what the actual boundary is and like what the actual consequence is if the boundary is being crossed. And then also implementing this consequence for someone who you were super close to and they're now navigating through their own transition of leaving their job, starting basically becoming an entrepreneur, and you're now navigating through your own relationship and you're trying to figure out how can I balance my friends and my relationship because I really want this to work.
Yeah, it's difficult. How do you balance for your high school students? How do you balance your friends? How do you balance your job, your responsibilities at home, maybe? How do you balance your schoolwork? How do you
Yeah.
balance you being a student athlete? There's a lot of things that is balance. And I feel like a lot of students, your age, college age that I work with, right? I feel like they're failing everything. There's just so much failure. And adults, they feel like they're failing everything because how do you balance it? The answer is
Right.
you probably don't. The answer is
Right.
you're probably short end of the stick somewhere. And so how do you navigate making sure no one's hurt about you maybe not including them, or maybe you're too tired to talk to them? It's very difficult to navigate
Mhm.
any of this shit at any point in time.
Yeah. And you bring up such a valid point because I feel like we have the perspective of failure because we're assuming that our balance has to look equal in each and every
Yep.
area. So, like, even thinking about the areas of wellness, like, we have these areas that some end up being in autopilot, some end up being neglected, and some end up getting all of our energy because it needs our attention. And our balance is going to look different in each season that we're in. So there are going to be areas that need a little bit more attention, where there's others that need to be on autopilot for the moment and understanding what works for us. Because when we understand how one area impacts our life, we start to see how it trickles in to other areas. So when we let go of the idea that it has to be equally divided, it helps us to understand, so what does it actually mean for it to be balanced for me? It doesn't mean that you're failing because one area does not need as much attention as another one.
And then I would add up on that is making sure that you're in consultation with your loved ones or peers
Yes.
that maybe you're struggling, or maybe I can't give you time this weekend. Maybe we can't talk on Instagram today, right? Maybe it's long distance to your friend, maybe, but then I'll make up for it tomorrow. So I talk about my couples. It's okay if you suck today. Like maybe you just want to play video games with your boys. And then tomorrow, you're going to have to give some more time to your girlie, and making sure that feels good and connected.
Yes, exactly. Communication, communication, communication. And that's something that's what therapy is about, right? Like you're communicating or you're even learning what is your style of communication. If we're not communicating what our needs are, what's happening, how is anybody around us going to know how to support us or how to meet us where we are? Because we're not mind readers.
Spence was probably going to ask this, but I wonder. There's so many scenes to pick from Insecure. So why did you pick this scene? Right? Because and I told you like another awesome Black woman wanted to do this too. And I said, hey, someone else already wanted this. So and then I ran back. She's like, cool, Dr. Zerk, it's fine. And she had some other scenes that she wanted to pick. And there's so many different scenes in these series.
There's
so many different things. I've wanted to do this a long time ago. Why did you pick this first scene to start us off? Like, why? Because this shit gets intense, right? Where it's like,
it gets very intense. And I wanted to show an example of what happens when we bottle a lot of things inside. We're sweeping a lot of things under the rug and we're not fully addressing it until things pop off. And this was a perfect example of things popping off because things have been off between Issa and Molly for some time. And every time it came to an opportunity to like have a conversation about it or address it, it was always something else going on. So instead of being able to address how the relationship was, everybody was getting pulled in so many different directions. And we don't want to fault anybody for that because this is our real life. Our friends go through these different changes where they may be going through a new job, they may be going through a new relationship. They're experiencing life in that way for the first time. So they sometimes need support or they sometimes need an opportunity to communicate what their needs might be. And we need the same thing too. So, like I said earlier, community is healing. We heal in community, we don't heal in isolation. And this was an opportunity for them to figure out what is needed to heal what's going on. Because right now, the priorities are all over the place. And that's what happens when we go through different shifts and changes in our life. Our priorities may look a little different from our friends, but does that mean they're no longer our friends? Sometimes we meet people for a reason and a season. Sometimes they're not meant to be in the next season of our life. Sometimes they're meant to be a lesson. And sometimes they're actually meant to see us through for the long run. So it all depends on like what you're prioritizing, what you understand your needs are in your relationships, and also understanding like what is your form of communication? How are you addressing your needs and making your needs be known by the people around you who care about you?
So if you had any choice of characters of who you think you also represent, like who in this show do you think you are in
Mhm.
this?
It depends on
season,
the
maybe.
season of my life. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the season in the show and the season of my life. Because when I first tuned into the show, I feel like I was like, yeah, I'm Issa all the way down. Like me and her go together, especially because I knew Issa from when she did the Awkward Black Girl series
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like this came from that. So always was rocking with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I also noticed like depending on the season that I'm in, I may be more relatable to Lawrence or even relatable to Molly because we're all navigating through all these different shifts
Mm-hmm.
and we're now understanding like what happens when we don't fully address all the things that we need to address Because if we remember, in the beginning, Lawrence was dealing with depression.
Yep.
He
Horrible
was dealing
depression.
Yeah, exactly. And as a black man, it was hard for him to
The job
say,
issues, all the stuff.
because it's like he's no longer a provider, or he's waiting for like the best opportunity to happen, not and feeling like if he settles for anything less, it's not going to work out for him, instead of kind of like taking time to build himself back up to get back to where he once was, or to get back to where he needs to be. And it's scary when we're dealing with something like that without even realizing exactly what it is. And I think one thing that we didn't really see for him was him going to therapy, but at least in another season, I think if it was season 4 or season 5, Molly is the one who actually went to therapy. And
I
at first she was
know.
like, I'm not talking to nobody about my stuff. Like,
You see her growing so much, and with the guy, she grows and starts being so type A, and she's starting to like take coaching and advice. She was my favorite in the show. Issa really pisses me off in the show. I ain't gonna lie, I do not fuck with her at all in the show. I literally, even her voice, it's her voice. It's her voice.
really?
The tism kicks in. I just can't. I've always been a Molly fan. And then Lawrence, it goes up and down, but always been a team Molly.
Yeah. Lawrence, he was lost that time.
He was.
You saw her like growth, her development, because she was like stuck in her ways, like it has to look this way. I have to date somebody who's like this, all the things. And then we saw the perfect example of sometimes people come in your life for a reason or a season. And we saw how she may have thought she was meant to be with this person, but in reality, it wasn't what she wanted. And there was so many like cultural aspects that impacted that relationship as well.
Yeah, the racial stuff too, right? That was a very good twist to it. Very much enjoyed her arc. I enjoyed the show in general. I actually didn't get a chance to see the last season because I think I moved and then I lost cable and this whole thing. So I need to go back and watch because I didn't see the last season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Season 5 is something to watch.
So this scene, you see it, things boom, 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 escalate. They're, swearing at each other, N-bomb this, right? I mean, they're just fucking going in on it. That's real shit. I'm going to be real. That's what happens a lot in relationships. I see it with the couples. I've done it in my own life, right? You know what? Fuck you. Yeah, how about that one? And then you got to kind of sit with it afterwards and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do?
Yeah.
What's your advice for people? Because obviously we're like, yeah, address things earlier, talk about things sooner. Hopefully there's trust. How would you navigate working with them individually as a therapist right after that clip? Because now they both done popped off. Obviously Molly's sad as shit. Issa's sad as they're both sad as shit, right? They're acting really tough. Strong black women.
Yeah.
Both sad as shit. And you see that as like the season goes on, right? They're apart from each other, Spence, and then they just get sadder and sadder and sadder. And then eventually they call each other like, girl, I miss you. Then they come back together.
Right.
What would be your advice for those two girlies that are obviously hurting, very strong and independent? What would you say?
I would say, like,
How would you navigate it?
Right. Like, I would say definitely take a moment to like take a step back from all that's going on. Acknowledge that you both need space, but we're not taking space to where like we're avoiding. So there's a difference between taking time to cool off and come back, like a timeout, versus avoiding. And from that scene, what we saw was a lot of avoidance that boiled over because there was no real opportunity to fully address all that was really going on. So now where it's like they're throwing all these like hurtful things at one another. And typically hurt people hurt people. So both of them were experiencing some type of hurt. So they're like, I want you to feel how I felt. And that's not always the best way to heal, but we're humans. So we do it. But in order to address what's going on, like if they were in therapy, I will acknowledge like what was the intention of what just happened? Like
Yeah.
were we intentionally trying to hurt them? or were we trying to be heard? Because right now, we have to look at our actual communication skills, the active listening. Were we listening to understand, or were we listening to respond? This is where that goes out the window when we're
Yeah.
automatically talking about F you, F that, and all of that stuff, right? Like we're that those are fighting words. So we're looking to fight in that moment. But in order to understand what was the intention of that interaction, we have to take a moment to step away and understand where were our communication skills. And one thing that I do always encourage, even in like my individual sessions, is write it down. The things that you have to say, maybe write it down, write down the bullet points so you don't feel like you're missing a point when you're having a conversation with somebody. And also acknowledge the form of communication, because you may be somebody who likes to text, right? But somebody else may prefer being on the phone. As we know, text doesn't have a tone. And while we're on the phone, we can't read somebody's body language. So, in order to meet in the middle, we have to figure out like, what do we have to address? And sometimes being able to say, hey, we need to talk about this. Can we set time aside to have that conversation is better than saying, like, let's duke it out now. So we're both elevated and escalated, and we're basically trying to listen to respond, not listen to understand, right? So I would definitely encourage moments of like being able to take a step back. It's okay to take a time out with the intention of coming back together. Like I encourage the cool off so you can talk in a space where y'all are both on the same level and it's not like every octave going up. Like we're on a level 5 instead of trying to be on a level 10 and we're trying to be heard.
Makes sense. Makes sense. They're just so sad. Everyone in this show, Spence, is always just so sad all the time. And there's like these moments of great joy, but then there's always like this deep pain that we never fully really get to experience because the characters are very complex. And I just feel sad for them. Like they blow up on each other and they're best friends, and it's like, oh fuck. Now what? It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's also like, did you choose this man over me? Like over your friend, over your sis? Or like
And he's Asian? Son of a bitch. What happened to
It got me again.
fucking immigrants? I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Ruining America. You know how it is. Spencer's like, God damn it. I'm so sorry. It was so well timed. The racism. Well timed racism is very, very good. It's good. Well, it's not good.
Well, you keep on talking.
I'm gonna
it's
stop.
gonna help.
I'm gonna stop. It's not helping. Spencer, go ahead, please take me out of this.
Let me just take over for that craziness. With that, I'm gonna take a quick break. I gotta go grab some groceries, so we're gonna pause the podcast.
Oh, go ahead. Help mama.
I gotta go grab these real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do your thing.
All right, back again after a short break. So jumping into the next scene, Issa tries to reach out to Molly, and they're hanging out, all having a fun time, what it looks like a fun time, drinking wine, playing games, all that fun stuff. Issa wants to keep the night going, and then Molly's hesitant about keeping the night going. She's like, wrap this up here. Let's wrap it up. But she keeps it going and everything, and then as things start going, they having their fun with the game. Molly accidentally texts Issa, like, see, I'm putting up with her. Like, I'm doing my best. Doing my best here. And then he's like, I think you got the wrong number. I think you got the wrong person. And then she leaves, and then Molly follows, and they have this conversation, right? Of just like, don't think this is working out. Don't think it's working out anymore. Think it's done. I think it's over. Talking about, not talking about you students or just the people that you see, but have you had these conversations in your life before, Nicole?
Like sending the text to the wrong person or
No, more of
Jesus.
like I mean, everybody's done that. Come on now. I didn't mean to send you that picture. My bad.
Oh my God. Sorry, Grandma.
I swear to God. I thought you were a different person. I swear to God.
So those hot buns you talked about earlier, Nicole? Jesus Christ.
But have you had like these conversations maybe with friends that you outgrew? Or, those friends that you're just like, you're not seeing eye to eye anymore. Have you had those conversations? Maybe they were a little bit, maybe it didn't have to go to the point where you accidentally, messaged the wrong person and then they're like, oh, they don't like me. Hopefully it wasn't that, but hey, you never know. Life.
And to top that, exactly what he said. And if you did, were you emotional like Issa, or were you caught off guard on how it went like Molly? Because Molly was like, "What do you mean, okay?" Because I think Molly thought it was going to be a dialogue, but then no dialogue happened. So
she was like expecting
something,
kind of like her to beg or something.
I don't know. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, have you ever had this experience? Because difficult conversations are tough as shit.
Yeah, I feel like again navigating through like adult friendships can be something that is uncomfortable and super tricky, and I do feel like there are moments where we do have those hard conversations. A lot of the time I noticed that like some of those friendships or relationships, they feel like they kind of just like die out
Yeah.
without a conversation happening. But when a conversation does happen, it helps you to kind of like determine, is this something that I can entertain moving forward, or is this something that I may have to kind of just like cut ties with? And similar to how Issa was emotional, these do get emotional, like friendship breakups, they hurt because this is somebody who like knows you. Like breakups hurt, like, but friendship breakups, they are like you go from like talking to somebody every day or that they knowing everything about you to like not even talking at all.
Yeah, friendship breakups suck. I've had one big friendship breakup, and it's worse than any breakup I've ever had. Still painful. Not gonna let you pivot out of this. Have you had any difficult conversations like this, like Spencer asked? You're very good at therapizing things and pivoting and putting it back on us. You're very intelligent. I get it. One out, you can just say yes or no. Have you been in that situation, or are you just too lovely and you've never had to deal with it? Everyone just loves you.
No, like we all deal with it. So I have had to navigate through, some difficult conversations and navigating through just like the before and after. The before being like you processing, reflecting, like, did I do something? What was my role and what happened? And then the after, the actual grieving process of one, the relationship's not the same anymore if it still exists, right? And we're navigating through the fact that like we no longer have access to what once was. And a part of it is also like acceptance too, where you're in a space where you're understanding that maybe who you are now does not work for that relationship anymore. Similar to what Molly was trying to say. Like, I don't think who we are right now is like in alignment with what's happening right now. And it is really difficult to navigate through.
Nicole, you'd be terrible in group therapy. I'm like, go ahead and share. You're like, it sounds really hard for you bitches, but I'm fine.
I'm baking my cookies.
Is that where the cookie came up? You're like, that one friend left you and just cookies took over.
Right. But
I'm sorry.
like I still also, I'm human, so I navigate through the things as well. But I think
you're good
because I'm on this like journey, it just hits different.
Okay.
Where like I've gone through the grieving process.
Yeah.
I've gone through the the denial, the like
Anxiety.
bargaining, the anxiety, exactly. And then now I'm like in the space of acceptance.
Yeah.
So maybe it sounds a little different because of where I'm at now. But also, it's not linear. So there may be a moment where I'm rewatching this scene and I'm just like, dang,
I miss my friend.
exactly. Or like,
Ah,
they did me like that. Like, what's that about?
I know. I miss you, baby girl. I don't know why, Spence. I'm sorry. The dude I miss is like 6'5", all muscle. I got to type. FYI, Spence. NFL athlete, No, real talk. That shit sucks, man. It is what it is. People go in different directions. Things happen. I did my best to apologize for some things, but it'll never be the same. And so I just let things die after a while, which sucks to not be part of someone's life. It is what it is. But then you don't get to see their kids. You don't get to send them messages. You don't get to talk about sports. And it's a whole thing. It is what it is. I lost a deep, deep, close friend. My father would say they're not your fucking friend if they'd let it go like this, which I agree with. But I think it was 2016. But then like a year later, this sumbitch walks into my life, and I guess, right, maybe it's a seasonal thing. Who knows? Because without that person, I don't survive a lot of stuff. And then you needed someone. I always need someone. Everywhere I go, I usually find a human to like connect with. So you're right. There is maybe seasons, but sometimes you think you find life partners, not in a gay way, Spence. Sometimes you feel like you find life partners. And then you get really shocked when they're gone. It sucks. And neurodivergent people don't deal with like we get attached very hard.
Yeah.
And then when it's lost, it sucks. So good scene. So, Spence, what other questions you had about this scene?
See, if you had a choice picking between Molly and Issa, who would you pick that you would want to therapize with?
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, tough one.
Yeah. I feel like Issa.
Why?
Because there's a lot of stuff that she needs to like process and navigate through.
Yep.
So she's not feeling like the person who has to constantly like put things back together. Because I feel like that's what she felt her role
That's what
to
she said.
be. Yeah. Like she was the one reaching out, doing the things, trying to make it go back to what it once was. But in reality, maybe she needs time to process like what was her role and what was going on and what can she do to kind of like take care of herself in order to be present in that relationship. And I say her too because I feel she was one of the friends who kept it real and was like, Molly, you can go to therapy, like you'll benefit from it. But also sometimes we could lead by example. Like just because you feel your friend can benefit from it does not mean you may not benefit from it as well.
When you see this sadness in her eyes, right? That's a hard moment for a lot of us that are deeply empathetic or been in that situation, that pain, that misery. I'm pretty sure she felt rejected in that moment, so that's why she shut down, right? Because she's reaching, she's trying to support her. Definitely just got a dagger in her chest via that text message.
Yeah.
And she's like, whoa, I thought we were connecting. I thought we're vibing. And then I think she was already hurt. And then she said, maybe we're just different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that conversation was supposed to go that south. And obviously it did. And Issa pulled up her big girl leggings and she was like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and take more shit from you.
Yeah, because that was her. It's like in that moment, she's like, what else can I even say? Because basically, what she may have heard was, we're no longer good enough for us to be in a friendship. And she was so accustomed to being the one fighting, to giving the invitation to brunch, to basically trying to get her life together, navigating as an entrepreneur and all the things, to be told that, she's just like, kind of like that grieving process. She went through all stages of grief in that moment. And her saying okay was maybe not exactly acceptance, but it was acceptance for now because I now need to process what you just said to me.
Can't believe Molly, in that obviously it's writing and they're doing it knowing that they're going to get them back together. But in that moment, like, I can't imagine being Molly Spence and saying that, seeing the other person like really just break down in front of you, and then you're just letting them go away. Like, I would feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world to have someone like sit there and pretty much start crying.
Yeah. And then I think one thing too is we may have seen an example of projecting. Even when they were arguing in the previous scene, we are now seeing how Molly was the one being kind of fake, right? She was faking the funk, saying, I'm trying. You see me trying, like basically performing for her boyfriend in that moment instead of actually trying to embrace and acknowledge where that relationship was going. If she wasn't being fake in that moment, maybe some things could have been avoided. Maybe this conversation could have came up a little bit earlier and maybe they could have gotten together earlier than what they did.
It's kind of cool seeing the dude being kind of healthy there and being like, hey man, this is your best friend. Like, you guys need to
Why
work
would
some
I
shit
not?
out.
Exactly. First, you need to work shit out, but also, like, why would I not help your best friend? That's your best friend.
Facts. I just kind of like seeing the dude being like, hey man, let's bridge the gap, instead of always portraying the dudes to be trash or mean or what's
Or
the word?
like, yeah, sure.
Or
Or something.
disconnected. Most shows
Yeah.
portray the men as being very disconnected. And here you see this
Yeah.
man trying to be good for his girl, but also just for
Mhm.
their friendship without anything that what's he getting out of that? Maybe he's
Exactly.
getting his girlfriend to feel happier, but he's not getting some type of money or sexual benefit, right? It's about making this thing work. So it shows the
Mhm.
nuance, and like, men are more complicated than the shit they show on TV. It's intriguing. So I got a question for you. Just spoil it. I just need you to spoil it. Do her and Lauren stay together or no? Is that because I know they got back together for a minute? Do they stay not together or no? They're just friends. Are they cool? Is like Lawrence in the freezer chopped up dead? Like, what's the vibe?
Spoiler alert, they stay together.
They do
Or they
stay
get
together.
they get back together. I shouldn't say they stay together, they get back together.
I know they get back together, but do they stay together throughout the next season or so, or no?
Oh, like for season 5, the way that they leave it is they together.
Mm-hmm.
Have to watch season 5. You just have to watch it.
I see, because I remember they got back together and all this stuff, right? But obviously they stay together.
But a really big thing happened that led to them not being together. And then they got back
Oh,
together.
I remember that. Yeah. I'm talking about, I just missed season 5. I know all the other bumping and grinding. I know that.
Bumping and grinding.
No, but like there was like an actual big thing, like in season 5.
Oh, in season 5 too. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll see that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to spoil it or
Just spoil it, girl.
okay. Spoiler alert again. When Lawrence and Issa were on a break, he had got his ex pregnant.
Ooh.
So now Issa had to decide that she want to still do this in addition to it being like a long distance relationship because Lawrence moved to San Francisco. Or is this something she can handle? And in the beginning, she decided this wasn't something that she can handle. And that's when she got back together with Nathan. But then Nathan again was still navigating through his own mental health as well, which I appreciated about this show. They acknowledged like, him dealing with bipolar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it ended off where it didn't work out with them. but it worked out with Issa and Lawrence. Like she had to make a decision. Um and it wasn't a decision that happened like overnight. It was like in a span of 2 years, basically.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Black love.
Right.
I love this show. It's been over for a couple years now, isn't it?
Yeah, and they recently took it off of Netflix. So I'm like,
So now it's only on HBO. And so didn't she make another show, Issa, too, or no? I thought she was in another show recently, or she made another show.
so I feel like she produced a couple of other shows. I think through
She did.
HBO. She had the Black Lady Sketch Show. She had um what was it called?
There was something else.
It was something
One's
about
called
like
One of Them Days.
she produced that movie, yeah, or directed that movie.
The
I don't know.
Lovebirds. That was the one that she directed. Oh, no,
And she
she's
was
in. She's in that one.
in that one.
Yep.
She also did, I think it was called The Good Life, or I forgot the name of the show, but it was kind of like uh navigating through like a couple of like successful young Black individuals in California and
Okay.
like navigating through their life, like similar to how Baldwin Hills used to be. Say, yeah, I forgot the name of the show though.
That's fine. I just knew that she had some other stuff going on, and I just don't.
Yeah, she had a lot going on.
There's so much shit on here, I can't tell. She's got like a million things that she's either written or been or directed as of right now.
Yeah, and she also made her own prosecco.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
Black women.
All them celebrities be making that liquor.
I know. See, they want to keep you drunk and happy.
Buy my liquor.
Buy my
It'll make
liquor.
you drunk and happy.
But it definitely was for the culture too, because like Issa has like a drink that she drinks in Insecure, and this like prosecco that she made was like she was able to like give the recipe to the drink that she typically would drink in the show, kind of. So like, you know, having the prosecco with like a shot of, I think she used to do vodka, but I think she's towards the end she switched it up to tequila or something like that. So like there's like an actual recipe for it.
So I guess the question where I'm going now before we start skedaddling on here is, you're going to open up a bakery or a cookie company? What's the vibe? Because I feel like you got a real side hustle that could get you rich, you know? Or is this just a coping skill? But I hate to monetize things, but you're good at it.
Yeah. Like literally everything you just said has gone through my mind, and I've been trying to figure out like, is this something I do want to monetize or not? Because I am a little weird about like charging, like, because I've been doing this for a while. Like, even when my friends ask, I'm just like, just buy the ingredients. And half the time I'm just like, I'll just do it. Like, I'm weird about accepting money, even though literally I made a cheesecake last weekend and my aunt texted me like, do you sell these? Because these are so good. And I'm just like,
Girl,
no.
start slinging.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, start cooking that fucking yayo and start selling this shit. Yeah, that's real drugs. Don't do that.
I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Because you know, with the work that we do,
it's tough.
Like, exactly. And then it's like I do it full time, then I do it part time after.
It's tough.
So it's like, you want to be able to do something where you don't have to think.
Girl, go private practice, work part time with that because you're gonna get way more money. Then do the cooking, and now you're just living your best world. But then again, if you're working with poor folks, Black and brown folks, they don't have insurance, so it's hard to do private practice for like the at-risk folks. It's a very complicated dynamic when you go into private practice. Very complicated.
It's hard to like
navigate it.
Navigate mental health through capitalism. Like,
it is, but
it's a lot.
I figured if you're good at it, and it sounds like you're good at it, then you know. Just think about it. Just think about it.
We shall see. We'll see what happens.
Some social stuff. Do social work. Like do like socials, like for your baking. Like maybe,
you could
give
put it
some
on
tips
there.
and tricks, stuff like that, and you can monetize it that way. That takes a long time. I understand that's time consuming too.
That actually, you might be onto something, Spence, because like kind
Content.
of like like a baking bash, or like like a cookie cocktail hour.
I don't know, man. Just make some content.
That'd be great.
Your vibe. Black woman cooking and baking because it's mostly white girlies baking, right? And so I'm telling you, you might have a market for this kid.
Look, you can make it to where you have a baked good and then try to see like what liquor or like drink goes along with it, and then be like, hey, try this out,
Like
and
a
then boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, a chocolate cake. You could do like wine, like a dark wine or something like that. Like,
Or
something like that.
she could just be baking and cooking in a time lapse and then just do the voiceover with some therapy shit. Because now they got that stimuli, right? That tism stimuli, and then also her voice.
Or you could get drunk and just bake. I don't know.
You could just enjoy yourself, girl.
I personally can't.
Just put the bag of sugar in there. Right?
Is that you sugar or the
I
sun?
promise it would not come out as good. But no, like these are like actually really good ideas. Like it leads you to have to step out your comfort zone, which we tell our clients to do all the time, and something I gotta navigate through myself as well. Cause like me recording myself and then time lapse and then talking, I'm just like,
I know it's a lot. Your voice is fine. Your voice is fine.
Those dimples,
with those dimples, girl,
just fine.
We're about to make money. We're about to make money.
Now we're about to monetize the dimples now.
Girl,
Hey.
This is too cute. You are literally too precious, my guy.
They can monetize feet. You can modify.
Oh my gosh.
Some bitch.
You can do this.
We're trying to gas you. I bet your feet look good too.
Y'all are a mess.
All right. Why did I think that?
Anywho, that's the end of the show.
That's the end of the show.
All right. Nicole, please give us socials, things like where can people find you? And are you taking on new clients? If not, that's fine. Just, hey, based in New York, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely based in New York. So if you're in New York and you have insurance, you could check me out on Psychology Today. You can type in Nicole Belgrave and you can see if I accept any of your insurances. You can also find me at NicoleBelgraveLMHC.com if you want to check out some of my other speaking engagements and dabbling with my friend into talking about podcasting. And also, we talk a lot about playing Sims. I forgot to mention I love playing
you're
Sims.
autistic. You're autistic.
So many people love The Sims.
Yeah, you're
swear.
autistic. No, it's
So
done.
Me and my girl were talking about this. She's like, yeah, all my friends play Sims. I'm like,
well, all her friends are
when
autistic.
did this start?
So it's a thing.
Yeah,
I
all of them. Every
started
single
when I
one.
was younger, like from when it was Sims 1, and now we're on, I think, Sims 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Sims, so much fun. But you can also, most important, you can find me on Instagram at Gingerelle Won't Fix This.
There you go.
Find her at Black Girl Baking on Instagram one of these days.
Black Girl Magic Baking.
Hey.
No, we need to see if that tag's available. Black Girl Magic Baking?
Yeah.
I feel that's good. These dimples are a real baking company.
Just Dimples. At Dimples.
Dimples Bakery.
Oh, hey, there you go. You just have like a smiley face, 2 dimples on the side.
Oh, wow.
The words and a smiley face.
This is the most fun I've had being autistic today. This is
marketing.
Much appreciation to you. I'm so glad you came on. Love everything about you, the way you present yourself, the care of yourself. As I told you during the little break, I'm sure your students love you. Continue to show up and do what you're doing and all the facets of how you do it. Hopefully the baking is continuously filling up your cup and your soul. Obviously you don't have to monetize it, but I mean, I just figured that me and Spence would push that because we just want to see you be successful.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I appreciate you both. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the laughs and just for everything to feel so light. It's like the perfect way to start off the week.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Amazing. Awesome. So with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas, Different Special Podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love. And remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
Completely up to you. Peace.